Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, Truth Be Told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Today's Truth Be Told is going to be about the 5 results coming from the big election states. Now, just a short while back, Prime Minister Modi has made his speech at the party headquarters, and I'm going to go straight into that, where Modi has lauded BJP's massive win in West Bengal as a historic chapter in the state's history. Even as he said, a new chapter of development has already begun in the state. Now, addressing the party supporters at the BJP headquarters, Prime Minister Modi said, Bengal is now bhay mukt, that is free from fear. Then he says, Vikas ke bharose se yukt hua hai, filled with confidence in development. Bangla poribartan hoye geche, because that it means that changes have taken place in Bengal. That's what Prime Minister Modi has told the gathering at the party headquarters in Bengali. The Prime Minister also said that the lotus is now blooming from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, referring to the northern states ruled by the BJP. And I'm going to quote what exactly he said: Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, har jagah kamal hi kamal khila hua hai. That's what he said. Then he asked all the parties to work for change, not revenge, and ensure that the state's future trumps over fear. And again, I'm quoting him. He said that when BJP has won in Bengal, there should be a talk of badlav, not badla. There should be a talk about bhavishya, not bhay. Again, he's played around with the words. And he's also lauded the people for placing their trust in BJP and providing a historic mandate to the party in West Bengal, Assam, and Puducherry. He said that it's a day of trust in the great democracy of India, trust in the politics of performance, trust in the resolve of stability, trust in the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat. And then he says, I bow to the people of West Bengal, Assam, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. He said at the victory celebration event when BJP President Nitin Nabin, Union Ministers Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh were also present. So the big question we are asking, of course, it's a big win for the BJP. But when Prime Minister Modi thanks the Election Commission, he thanks the staff, will the people really trust amidst all these talks that with all the administrative machinery by his side, with the SIR being commissioned by the Election Commission, how truthful and honest was this election? And how could BJP win West Bengal? Will Prime Minister Modi be trusted? That's a question we are asking on Truth Be Told tonight. Joining me this evening is an eminent panelist is a panel of guests. Joining me this evening is lawyer and activist Arun Agarwal. Arunji, thank you so much for joining. We have Anand Sahai, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much for joining. And we have Vivek Garanathan, who is a senior social political commentator and is also a TVK sympathizer. Thank you so much for all of you for joining. And let me begin with Anand Sahai. Anand, I want to ask you, when Prime Minister Modi says that I want to bow before the people, he's asking the people to trust. Then he says that now it's from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, it's only BJP and BJP. How many people will trust Prime Minister Modi when he makes a speech like that today?
See, what he's saying is factually correct. From Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, every state on the way, BJP has won, and the state of Bengal is a massive win. It is a massive win, given all the history of Bengal, etc. Although in Bengal, there has been a period of very strong right-wing, Hindu-oriented influences. But having said that, it is still a great, great victory for a party like BJP, which only a few years ago, not many had heard of in Bengal. Right? So how has this win been obtained? That is a question. And for the record, BJP has won, just like it won Haryana, just like it won Maharashtra, and many question marks were raised on those elections, on the way the Election Commission, it was allegedly aided the Bharatiya Janata Party in very many ways primarily by fiddling with the voters list. In Bengal, you removed nearly 90 lakh or nearly a crore people, and you had this absolutely stunning observation of the Supreme Court that so what if some people cannot vote this time? They can vote the next time if they are found in their names are found to be in order. But these are extraordinary circumstances in which to hold an election and then to celebrate a win. I mean, for the record, BJP has won hands down, no question. But is it a win that you would celebrate if you are a citizen of India? I have, I have, moral questions on that issue. Moral questions as pertaining to a democracy, not moral in a larger moral sense. But I think it has not been a normal election, normally conducted election by the Election Commission of India. The way it was done, like it was an election driven by the force of the party in power in the center, and not a normal election as you would have otherwise. This is not a comment on Mamata Banerjee's government. There was a 15-year deep anti-incumbency. Her government was beset with the similar kinds of problems that the left front faced towards the end of its rule. I'm not getting into that question at all. That's for another day, right? But yes, for the record, BJP has won. It has now in control of both Bihar and Bengal. In northern India, in Hindi-speaking India, there had never been a BJP chief minister in Bihar. There had been one in every state, barring Punjab, where there is no BJP really, or Jammu and Kashmir. Bihar was the only holdout, and that's gone. That is, in large measure, the way it went was very similar to what happened in Bengal. It looked like here it was the army, I mean, the CRPF, etc., strong arm methods. In Bengal, it was Nitish, who was chief minister, their ally, was giving out 10,000 rupees packets every month to nearly a crore women while the voting was going on. So what better incentive? That's one. Number two, the question you asked, should people believe all this development talk that's going on? For the 11 years that Prime Minister Modi has been in office, what is the development as far as people's aspirations go? Employment situation. What is the development? There has been none. The only development has been that the whole idea of a majority-oriented ideological politics has been spread far and wide with the spread of money power in a very, very wide way. Allegations of corruption are being made every single day on all the major ticket expenditures of the government of India. So there is a gravy train, and once the gravy train is getting out of the station, whistle blowing, then everybody wants to pile on. And that's in part what's happened. Number two, I think the role of the media, far more than any organizational clout that any party may have, has played in the last 10, 11 years a very, very major role in shaping the minds of ordinary people. People who are not politically oriented, people who are not committed to any political stream of thinking. Such people are taken in by what they read in the papers, what they see on television, day after day, day after day, day after day, And so I think all this has played its part. And good luck to the people of Bengal. We hope they get the developments so they badly need.
Right.
We hope all of India gets the development it badly needs. In the last 10 years, it has not done so. Right. India, just one quick thing. It's been said all the time that we are the fourth or the third largest economy in the world, which is very, very true. But our per capita income of the average Indian is below that of sub-Saharan Africa and below that of several countries in the SAARC region in our own neighborhood. But if you multiply that pitiable number by 140 billion, by 1.4 billion, then the size of the economy becomes very, very large. It's just a multiplication thing because you have
All
such a
right.
large population.
Right. Of course, these factors are quite dominant, and people have been talking about the West Bengal story, how the election looks rigged. But yes, the massive numbers which have come have led to be a BJP celebration. Now, I'll come to Vivek Gananathan, because Tamil Nadu has seen a happy story, or rather a surprising story, of TVK emerging as the single largest party. And everyone is thinking as to what made Tamil Nadu give this kind of a mandate to TVK. Vivek, were you expecting this sort of a result as far as TVK is concerned? Yes, I did hear some of the speeches made by Vijay, where he did say that he's very hopeful that TVK will win large number of seats. But this number of seats and forming a government, did you honestly expect this? You'll have to unmute. Vivek, unmute. Yes. Yes.
TVK
Go ahead.
party and leader Vijay have expected better more seats, getting single majority. That is a magical number of 118 plus in this election. But there are short of 10 numbers is being given by people of Tamil Nadu, and we are accepting the mandate. And the party and the whole Tamil Nadu scenery is being enjoyed very well. And the party leader is visiting to collect the winning certificate from the vote counting center. The reception was like anything before some minutes. So the change that were manifesting in that was getting manifested in Tamil Nadu for last 9 to 10 years of different changes, and the different political system as a parties, the failures of DMK and ADMK to uphold the emotions of the current generation, and even in the later generations, the millennial people, Gen Z people, have been expressed very well in this election. This is the election being fought as the fight between two generations. That is what we need to get note more about this election results. Younger people, particularly below 30, had taken this as a challenge to get voted for TVK in their families. They convinced their parents wherever they go. They did their own propaganda for the party TVK, for the leader Vijay, to get vote for it. They are convinced their elders in their home and the surroundings and the party in their office, in their friend network, who are not ready to vote for Vijay. That's what make Vijay to achieve this absolute number of 34.8% of votes, which have never been achieved as a single party against when two existing political parties are being alive with the power. One party is in power of a state, another party is in a coalition of central government power, union government, that is BJP. So with this, in the circumstance, Vijay is getting 34.8% of votes from Tamil Nadu. Is like anything, and it's been achieved.
And one more question, and then I'll go to Arunji. That Vivek, now what about the South plans now? How does Vijay now plan to expand the footprints? I believe that you're already entering into an alliance with Congress and the left for Tamil Nadu, but Kerala has also been won by Congress. So now, together with Rahul Gandhi and Vijay, do you feel that you can stop the BJP juggernaut in the southern part of India?
Vijay, as a person, even as a film star, is being considered as a South Indian star, not just as a Tamil Nadu-based Hollywood star. He has a strong market, even if you call it in the cinematic language. He has a strong market in all over South India. He enjoys the same kind of euphoria fan following even in Kerala. That is what made Congress to rethink multiple times to make a coalition or alliance or partnership with Vijay before this election. People of Kerala Congress were more interested to form alliance with Vijay than Tamil Nadu Congress people, that we have seen before the election. As like even in the Karnataka, in the Bangalore city and in the surroundings, there are huge number of Tamil people are being settled over there for decades, and they have that craze and admiration for Vijay in the state. With all this, and Vijay has a very strong reputation and reach towards Andhra and Telangana as well. And we have seen Andhra and Telangana also TVK party is being started as in some pockets, and they are also engaged in this election to coming from there, coming from the Andhra Telangana pockets to here in the Tamil Nadu to for the campaign. So with Vijay and Rahul joins hand together, the Hindutva upsurge and the expecting Hindutva upsurge in the south could be decimated, not just for one election, but for at least for 15 to 20 years. At least for 15
All
to
right.
20 years, it would get decimated.
All right, now let me come to Arunji with a very, very crucial question. And Arunji, we've done a number of programs where we've spoken about how the election commission has been compromising with the BJP. I don't even remember how many episodes I've done with you. But today, when you see the election results, and especially what is coming out from West Bengal, what you really have to say. And also on Prime Minister Modi, he's saying that it's a day of trust in the great democracy of India, trust in the politics of performance. How would you like to react to this? You'll have to unmute. Arunji, just unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
Good evening, Neelu. I don't know whether he forgot to congratulate the Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh
Oh,
Kumar.
he did. He did. He thanked election commissioner and his staff also. Yes.
Okay, now that's very nice of him. Did he also congratulate Justice Gogoi? Did he congratulate Justice Gogoi for appointing Justice Surya Kant in time so that he could become the Chief Justice and preside over the wrongdoings of Gyanesh Kumar and uphold the sanctity of SIR? I wish he did. All these three people are to be congratulated. You are not going to the root of the problem. How did this SIR come about? How was it upheld? How did we have all these novel experiments of natural discrepancies, getting micro observers, getting ADJs to adjudicate instead of the EROs, getting having a tribunal? Look, you have rewritten and you have used 142 as a Ramban for anything and everything, for doing every illegality.
No, he has also mentioned that he's written he's scripted history today.
Who? Justice Surya Kant or only Gyanesh Kumar?
Prime Minister in his speech has said that BJP has scripted history today.
BJP has, the way it has appointed judges. Look at the corruption charges. If these people are getting appointed superseding honest judges, and then when a matter like SIR comes and you disenfranchise people who have been voting from 2002, not 1 to 60 lakhs of it, and then you uphold it, and when 27 and 33 lakhs are further disenfranchised, you still don't do anything, then are we looking at a Supreme Court of India, or are we looking at a Khap Panchayat through 142 of the Constitution? These are the problems which have to be addressed. See, they are on trial. The system is on trial. What will happen to the country, that is a different thing altogether. You have now fallen in rank, or even on the GDP, on the per capita income, behind Sri Lanka as well as Bangladesh. And soon you will fall behind Nepal also. That is your stark reality. Can we keep on having this ideology and this condonation of a king who whatever runs riot? Did you ever hear the word micro observer? Did you ever hear that adjudication would be done by retired high court judges and a tribunal would be formed? These were all illegalities which were condoned by the Supreme Court, by judges which were not appointed by the collegium, true sense of the collegium, but were actually appointed by the government in power. If you don't want to address these questions, don't address it. And if you look at those charges which are there, you will be shocked. So, if you are going to hold elections by disenfranchising 8 to 10% of the electorate, and the victory margin is 4%, whereas in the previous case it was 6% the other way, what other result is going to come out? Other states are not significant. They were not in play as far as the
Yes,
BJP
look,
was concerned.
Arunji,
None
this
of the
this
states
model.
except Assam, where once again women were gifted a certain bribe in order to vote for the party there. The only state that was in play for the BJP was West Bengal. The only leader that they wanted to slay,
Yes.
which could stand up among all the opposition members, was Mamata Banerjee. SIR was tailor-made. There was a trial run done, a rehearsal done in Bihar on that SIR, which proved successful. The rigging that was going on through Form 6 and 7 was formalized by the same people of the Bhajpa through SIR, which was the backdoor entry of rigging the elections.
No, but
Forget
Arunji, now this Bengal model, no, but this Bengal model, which has been which has been implemented, it was conceptualized, tailor-made for West Bengal. What is going to be the impact of this Bengal model on the forthcoming elections? Next year we have elections in Punjab, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh. Is this Bengal model going to be implemented in the forthcoming states also? The elections.
You see, the Bengal model is successful, it is done. Now, wherever they find it, they'll implement it in UP. There is no way. If you remember, I predicted very accurately on the day that the parliament session was held, and Modi ji gave that speech regarding women being disenfranchised and this thing not being taken over. I said this is merely an alibi to provide an excuse that when they rig and win the West Bengal election, they will refer to this particular fact as being one of the main reasons. Everything was in play. There was intimidation through central forces. The central PSU people were deployed to do the counting. 700 ADJs were appointed illegally under 142. What was not done? Everything was in the pre-poll, during poll, after poll. There is not a chance except for Punjab. Punjab Sikhism came as a revolt to this casteism, manuvads of the upper caste Brahmins. And they know how to take care of themselves. So they can only come in power by piggybacking on SAD or some other party. Even the Akali Dal is not willing to have this thing because they are thoroughly exposed. Right. Otherwise, wherever they want to win, they'll win. And they are going to win. SIR, the main role of SIR was to finish Mamata, which they have achieved. And novel things were, in fact, they should write a red book of elections and circulate it internationally. Name a road after Ganesh Kumar and the Honorable Suryakant.
No, there is already a carrion call for giving a Bharat Ratna to Ganesh Kumar, sir.
Yes, but somebody deserves it more. You all don't want to spell it out. You see, in fact, I will tell you something which is not very shocking. The Chief Justice of India is more powerful than God in India. As it is, when you go for justice, you say, कि मैं जो है पंच परमेश्वर, and if something is wrong over there,
Arunji, I'm just stopping you for a moment because there's breaking news coming in that Shuvendu Adhikari has defeated Mamata Banerjee in Bhawanipur. It's official now. Yes, Arunji, your thoughts?
No, it's not a surprise. That was the center of rigging, where Muslim votes were profiled and deleted. What is so shocking about it? See, this shows that if an election commissioner goes rogue in India, the judiciary will not intervene and elections will be stolen like they are stolen in Russia and everywhere else. And it is much beyond other things. If we can't conduct an election properly, what right do we have to call ourselves a a developed nation. You can't even do a simple thing like that.
Right.
You are using your software to profile voters. You switch it off for the 23 elections and make BJP win over there. Then when it is convenient, you develop a software where you are doing voter profiling of your adversaries and deleting them, adding names and cutting. Who developed that software? Which company did it? From where did the data come? What were the precautions taken? What was the source code? Was it ever disclosed? What was the reason when you said discrepancies, natural discrepancies? All these things are things to be pondered. Now that election is dusted and done, nobody is going to care. Even if you file election petitions of the rigging involved and the number of votes deleted being a mismatch, I tell you, this same Supreme Court is not going to appoint any tribunal and not going to do any justice. It will take 5 years to settle this thing. They were tasked with this job and they have delivered. And
sorry, no, just go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And if you are able to say openly that it doesn't matter if 30 lakh people don't vote, 27 lakh people don't vote, they can always vote in the next election, and disenfranchise them for 5 years, then you are going to be judged as a judge.
You've raised a very important point, Arunji, and I'm going to come to Anand on this, that this entire discourse, look at all the mainstream media channels. The moment you start talking about the fact that the election is rigged, they will dismiss it as a conspiracy theory. That's the immediate response which comes to to everyone's mind on the mainstream channel. And look at the discussions from since morning till evening. But what happens to the right to vote, the right to franchise? Is this debate now closed? Should no one be talking about it? Because now BJP has found a new template of fighting elections altogether. What Arunji is saying is so depressing if you look at the way the democracy is functioning in the country. Nobody is talking about the fact. No, everybody is talking about BJP winning and Mamta losing. Everybody is talking about the fact that, okay, TVK is winning. That's a major victory in Tamil Nadu. But what about the right to vote, right to franchise? I want one comment from Anandji on this, and then I'll come back to you, Arunji, again. Yes, Anand.
Can you expect the right to vote, that whole idea, the whole concept, to work the way it is supposed to work in a democracy? Can you find that in a banana republic? You can't. In a banana republic also, the media does exactly what's happening here in the media in this country for many, many years now. We have the media in North Korea and the media in one or two other countries, important leading powers of the world. So, yes, the right to vote, what you raised just now, is a question of constitutional ethic. Fundamentally, our constitution rests on the fact that every adult has a right to vote, and his or her vote is equal in value to each other's vote.
But Anand, the moment you raise this issue, people will say, you people can't accept the mandate. Why do you get into
No, you have to accept the mandate. If you do not accept the mandate, then you must go and have a revolution. Now, since you don't plan to do that, nothing stops you or any citizen from asking questions. Yes, for the record, a certain party lost and a certain party won. That cannot be denied. Whether the win was a normal, fair win that you might expect in a properly functioning democracy or not, that's a whole separate issue. What Mr. Agrawal and I have been talking about is exactly this. You're questioning the institutions which turned a blind eye to blatant irregularities, which looked like irregularities to everybody except the top court in this country and except the media. And why the media? Media did not wake up to these things now. They did not refuse to wake up to these things now. For the past decade, they have been on this because the media ownership is of a certain kind. And people of the kind who own the media are the biggest beneficiaries of the government's policies. So, media, if you ask a question, the kind of discussion you are trying to have today, if they try to have on any of those channels, the whole lot will be sacked. They'll be out of employment. So, media is under the thumb of the regime long before many top institutions of the country were brought under its thumb. Media was the very first to fall. The very first to fall. So is there a surprise that media is not asking critical questions of the nature that Mr. Agarwal is talking about? If that was so, many of these wins may not have been possible at all.
Absolutely. I'll come to Vivek and then I'll come to Arunji again. That Vivek, these issues, the right to vote, right to franchise. Of course, TVK has got good numbers. You've emerged as the single largest party. But will this issue be raked up by parties like TVK? And for that matter, even Congress. Now, Congress is going to enter into an alliance with your party. Congress has won Kerala. For Congress, does right to vote and right to franchise become an issue now in the forthcoming elections, looking at what has happened in West Bengal? Yes, Vivek.
The right to vote on the SIR issue is is being addressed in the different context in Tamil Nadu because even Mamata Banerjee have raised on some questions against MK Stalin in one campaign, and we have seen the news that there's so much of change of officials and deploying of new officials into the state and removing the officials from the state is being happen around West Bengal elections. But that is what that's not happening in Tamil Nadu. It seems like MK Stalin is gone to underground dealing with BJP. Maybe this is what Didi, West Bengal Commission Minister, has said in the election campaign. In Tamil Nadu, Vijay TVK party have fought against the underground dealing of BJP and DMK. And if you consider the SIR issue alone, DMK is the only is a party which opposed the SIR in the ground. It is also the party which worked meticulously in align with election commission and the electoral officers to get SIR get done. Okay, SIRs get done. In one way, SIR have made DMK to struggle to get the manipulated votes. Even in Tamil Nadu, when the April 23rd, the voting is happening, we were seeing a different kind of a trend from the lost sort of elections, what we are seeing. Usually, when elections are happening, in the last 1 hour of polling time, that is evening 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., the voting percentage would get manipulated around 6 to 8%, at least 8 to 10%. But this time, that has not happened. It was in the last 1 hour, 5 to 6 p.m., the voting percentage was raised just 2%. Before that, at the 5 p.m., the overall average of the state election percentage was 83 point some percentage. When the election polling were closed at 6 p.m., the percentage was just 84.89, and then it recalculated and announced as 85.15 percentage. From the morning, from the night itself, the election happened on the Thursday, April 23rd. On the night of Wednesday, April 22, there was a larger transport system collapse in the state. Our leader TVK Chief Vijay has written a letter to the Chief Electoral Commission officer to make sure that enough of transport service should be made in the cities like Chennai, to people who are moving to their city, their own hometowns to vote. Even on the day of elections, up to 3 o'clock, up to 4 o'clock, there are a chunk of people were waiting in the every bus stands to get buses to go to the hometowns to vote. So the issue here is something different that has not been faced in other states in the 5-state election. And with the power of social media alone, even in Tamil Nadu, the traditional media is a network, even if it is a television network or maybe a print network, it was being in align with the power. It was being in align with the power parties who are in the power, DMK and BJP. But it is the social media and the TVK cadres who have been called as a virtual warriors in the social media. They have fought this election on the front of the democratic rights to save to save from any manipulations happen in the state. For the first time in the last 25 to 30 years, after the rise of television media in the state, we have seen that some attempts were made to capture the booth, even in the city, even in the Chennai, in the Thuraimugam constituency, where Mr.
Right.
Segar Babu, who is the sitting chief minister, he is contesting over there. He was trying to capture some booths at the end of the time. It was all the attempts was stopped by TVK cadres. All the attempts were stopped by TVK
All
cadres.
right. So you were saying, yeah, right. And we short on times, but I have to go to Arunji and Anand again. So you're saying that this right to vote issue you will be raising in future as well.
Yeah.
But Arunji,
Yeah.
coming to you. All right. So Arunji, now this what the courts have done, what the election commission has done, what the institutions have done to defeat Mamta Banerjee is all is in front of everyone to see. But what should the opposition parties be doing? Now there is a question about whether the elections should be boycotted by the opposition, because now what is opposition left with? Do they have any weapon to fight with an administrative might like this, when everybody knows that they will implement the Bengal model again in the other states as well? What can the opposition do? You'll have to unmute, sir. Arunji, unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
See, as far as we are concerned, BJP has got only one seat in Tamil Nadu. It has got 3 seats out of 140 in Kerala. Even for the 3 times 300% improved performance, that is insignificant play. What is more important is that whether this film star who has now come to power, will he succumb to the threat of the ED, the IT and others, and allow for the delimitation to go through? That is the important question to be asked. Is he vulnerable to all these things? See, if you don't ask the right questions, you will not get the right answers. It's all very good to talk about the star attraction and the diaspora of Tamil Nadu in other states where, you haven't even performed in Tamil Nadu today and you are already talking about expanding your reach within adjacent southern states and maybe even globally, because there are a lot of people of Tamil origin who are settled abroad due to the Sri Lankan conflict. So, that's not the way to address the problem that is before you. As far as disenfranchisement is concerned, I am leveling a very serious allegation that Baba Sahab Ambedkar, who gave the right to vote to the last man, to the weaker section, to the deprived, to the SC, ST, minorities. It were 3 Brahmin judges who took away that right in the Supreme Court of India. And let them answer that charge. And let that become an issue in this country. Because the people whose votes have been deprived belong to that section and not to the prosperous section. That is the thought that I leave everybody with. That are we faithful to the universal franchise which distills the very freedom struggle and is the core of our constitution?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which right has been taken away?
Absolutely. Can't agree with you more, Mr. Agarwal, on this, what you've said. Let there be a discourse in the country. How many people would have the guts to talk about the right to vote, the right to franchise in the country right now? Coming to you, Anand, now for the final comments. Looking at the big picture, everybody is tom-tomming about the fact that BJP has won Bengal, BJP has won Assam, BJP has won Puducherry. So there are reasons to celebrate. It's saffron surge all along. And Congress has won Kerala and TVK has won Tamil Nadu. But beyond this, what? Are we going to see a narrative, a similar narrative played out in the next set of elections also? What will opposition do? Are we headed towards a single party system? What happens to the regional parties now? How do they get their act together? That's my final question to you, Anand. Yes.
Yes, the idea is to have a single party system. That's why that old slogan that Mr. Modi started, Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. Ek Bharat, the whole country should be homogenized in every possible way. That election at one time and so on. Everything is in that direction. And as far as Tamil Nadu and Kerala, states like that are concerned, supposing they had overturned through the SIR mechanism the way they did in Bihar and Bengal, it would have looked so unnatural. The BJP is nowhere. These are not the most sensitive states for the BJP. So, delimitation, etc., will be important. But I think Bihar, Bengal, Maharashtra, these are some of the bigger states in the country. And these are states where the BJP has found reception over many decades. It's not yesterday or today. So there is no need for them, because if they do the same thing, SIR business, leading up to the result, a forced win for a certain party, then that will look ridiculous. You see, it's like that. So it is not done like that. They are people who are doing these things are not without a certain kind of mind,
Right.
So let us not compare Tamil Nadu with the SIR in Bengal or the SIR in Bihar, or the kind of SIR that take place in Uttar Pradesh. Let apples and oranges not be compared. Right. So that's one thing. The drive towards one monolithic country, where India is, for not now, right through its history, and it's very well documented, has been a land of many, many cultures, many languages, religions, ethnicities. And that is why it was a miracle to weave it together into one fabric through the struggle against colonial rule. And then that is where our constitution is born, from that. And that constitution is being put away wholesale by these clever, subordinating of the institutions of India, the judiciary and the poll body and so forth. On that, we have had, I think, sufficient discussion. But the takeaway from these elections is that the power of the party at the center has grown several fold. Let's not make all the flaws of the election process notwithstanding. This party now is more powerful today. It has more resources today at its command than it ever did before. And therefore, its opponents, whoever they may be, Congress party is the principal ideological opponent of this steamrolling monolith controlled by Mr. Modi. And that is why the Congress party is attacked so much. Although it is, the
Anand,
Congress party has grown so weak. Let me finish this, please. Although the Congress party has become so weak, even then it is the only all India party which strings all kinds of people in the country together. In the regional parties, they've had political opposition to the BJP, not an ideological opposition. Congress party and the left parties have gone. Have you noticed that today left does not control a single state in India? They've lost everywhere. The Congress party is in quite poor shape overall, although it has won Kerala today. Right? But that is the one party which has ideological as well as political opposition to the BJP. And there is no other party of that scale. Mr. Vijay in Tamil Nadu, I saw his statement today somewhere, which said that with the DMK I have political opposition, but with the BJP I have an ideological opposition. So if he can stick to what he has said, then I think In my rough estimation, I don't know how he will shape up as a chief minister, but in my rough estimate, the Congress, the Vijay Kumar's party, and the DMK for that matter, they are not that far apart. Let not events of the election, drive a deep wedge between them. They are not that far apart. Now the democratic forces in Tamil Nadu should aim to give solidity and stability to the government, which is about to be sown in. DMK
Yes.
will have problems. They are a party that lost power. They will have problems. There may be factionalism within the DMK. The CM himself lost. So I don't know how much weight he will be pulling now, all that. But the DMK and the AIADMK, they both remain, they are old institutions. They don't get finished by one election.
Right.
But overall, the job of the opposition party today is tougher than it was before this election, whether it is rigged or, through the suppression of dissent, through the suppression of the institutions of this country, the judiciary as well as the election commission. All that is true, and that will have to be taken on board by the people of India. When they encounter more and more of this, questions will be asked. Questions will be asked of all these people who run these institutions. But for today, the BJP has won. Let us not turn away from that. That's a fact which hits you in the eye. And is more powerful today than it was. No question about that.
One last question, Anand, which I had in mind, and which is why I was interrupting you in between, and that is the future of the regional parties. Many people have been writing on the social media, parties like RJD, parties like Aam Aadmi Party, all these parties have got decimated. Look at what has happened to Naveen Patnaik's party, and there are dime and dozens of parties which are completely decimated now. So what happens to their future? Can Congress really put them all together and then again bring them up as one block, like what India bloc was formed in 2024?
The Congress, I doubt it will see its job as bringing those parties back to life. The Congress would have won a big victory if it is able to bring itself back to life.
Right.
Organizationally.
Yeah.
The party is a mess organization. Right? So it should try to breathe life into itself first. If it can do so, many things will fall into place. And as for regional parties, the parties don't vanish because they lose an election. The BJP had only 2 seats in parliament once. Right? So these are born out of ideas and so on. Of course, in the case of many regional parties, they are family or caste-oriented parties. So they may go through a phase of evolution, metamorphosis and all that. But the fact that so many lakhs and crores of people will be voting for them, they just vanish. They may change form, they may change leaders, they may join up with some other parties, some other forces. It's possible that some of these regional parties, their members may go and join BJP, in fact. Some may veer towards Congress, or they may break up and yet form yet another formation there. So these are things, they're purely hypothetical. We can't. But to say on an election day that the party is vanished and all that, I don't think so. I think that's too simplistic.
Right. All right. So it's been a long day. Thank you so much, Anand, for joining on HW News. Thank you so much.